Coffee is the second largest commodity traded in the world. It is our favorite drink after water, but we've been so confused. Media tells us it's good. Media tells us it's bad. We get mixed messages thrown at us from all over the place. What is the truth? Well, today I'm going to talk about what is coffee, when is coffee good for us, when is coffee bad for us, and I'm going to talk about 5 things to ensure that your coffee makes it beneficial for you. Let's get into it. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm absolutely loving your support, appreciating your sharing the videos and all the things that you do for me and for this channel. Absolutely love it. Keep it coming. Today's topic is so interesting because I come from Eastern Europe, and in Eastern Europe, we love our coffee. So I have been brainwashed that from my family that coffee is really good for us. But then I have come to Australia in this modern society, and it's telling us that coffee is bad for us, that we shouldn't have coffee every day. So I'm so confused. So I thought I'm going to do a bit of research and see what science says about coffee. But also I'm going to dig a bit deeper and see why coffee was used anyway. So let's get into it. So to start off, let's talk about what is coffee. What is coffee and where does it come from? Well, coffee is a drink prepared from roasted coffee beans. These are seeds from berries from certain coffea species. So they're roasted and then coffee is made from them. According to statistics from the International Coffee Organization, the highest country with coffee consumption is, can you guess what it is? It is Finland. Yes, I was blown away too. I didn't think Finnish people would drink that much coffee, but apparently they do. So Finland is the #1 consumer of coffee, followed by Norway and Iceland, and then Italy, Brazil. Croatia comes at number 19, but Australia only comes at 42. So we're still catching up on that coffee bandwagon. But I mean, Melbourne, where I live, is the coffee capital. But anyway, maybe next year we might go up on that scale. If coffee is good for us, after this video, you'll find out. So coffee was actually discovered by a goat herd. So coffee was discovered by a goat herd in Ethiopia in the 15th century. He saw his goat eating on something, which was coffee cherries. And then what happened? That goat was filled with energy the whole day and he couldn't sleep. So the owner was like, wonder why this is happening. And he linked it back to the coffee cherries. So then what he did is he shared his findings with the local monks. And then after, they made a drink of coffee beans, and these monks realized they could stay up all night and pray. And that was highly beneficial for them. So then they spread the word to other Ethiopian monks and then all around the world. So coffee started from a spiritual aspect so you can pray longer. Is that what you use your coffee for? So you can meditate longer, pray longer? That's very interesting, isn't it? So, and another interesting fact is the top coffee exporter countries are Brazil, Vietnam, and Colombia. They seem to have the best coffee. Coffee comes from there. So who would have thought that prior to coffee, the #1 drink was beer? So we have replaced beer with coffee now. The coffee bean is made from about 1 to 2% of caffeine, depending when it's roasted, it might drop down. The other stuff that it includes is alkaloids and tannins, B vitamins, carbohydrates, tannins, sugars, and also pentonsins. These are all beneficial active constituents that could be used for a number of medicinal purposes, which I'll go into detail. The properties are that coffee is actually very bitter. It can also be sweet and neutral. The bitterness is used to activate a number of chemical processes in our body. So I thought I'll look at is, when is coffee good for you? To answer this question, I wanted to look back into history. I wanted to take it back and look at Why was coffee initially used and what was it used for? So what better way than look at what ancient individuals used coffee bean for? So in Brazil, the seed is taken orally if you have the flu. So interesting. The hot water extract of coffee of the seed taken orally in Cuba by males as an aphrodisiac response. In Haiti, the coffee bean is grilled and the leaf is taken orally if you have anemia, edema, and also other range of issues, and also rage, which is so interesting. So the fruit is taken orally for hepatitis and liver issues also, or has been used previously. The soaked fruit is used externally for nervous shock. The leaves are made into a poultice and used to treat fever, and the hot water extract is roasted seeds. It's taken orally by nursing mothers to increase their milk production, and that's in Mexico. In Peru, the hot water extract of the dried fruit was used to stimulate sleeplessness and drunkenness. So if you can't sleep or if you're drunk, coffee is given to you. And also what's interesting is in Thailand, coffee was used as a cardiotonic, so assists with your heart, and also a neurotonic, assists with your nervous system. Very interesting. In the West Indies, coffee was taken for individuals who have asthma. And also the root juice of coffee was taken for external scorpion stings. So from all of these things, we can see that coffee has been used for a number of years for traditional medicine by a number of native individuals. It's so interesting, from asthma to scorpion stings to help with our heart, drunkenness, sleepiness, aphrodisiac, all of these things coffee bean has been used for. So why is it shamed upon in Western society? Let's look into what it can be used for, an antimicrobial activity. So what does that mean? Well, coffee lessens the psychological damage that may arise during a viral infection. Antibacterial properties have been reported to arise from caffeinatic acid, which are all of these are present in the coffee bean. So what happens is it causes an antibacterial effect, which can help if you have bacteria. Coffee can help if you have a bacterial infection. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? But then when we have a bacterial infection, we're told to stay away from coffee, aren't we? Another thing it also has is anti-inflammatory effect. We're all being told, eat an anti-inflammatory diet, don't have inflammation in you. And who would have thought that something as simple as having coffee can have an anti-inflammatory effect? Well, the coffee seed is rich in active substances and polyphenols, which possess an antioxidant activity. They're also hepatoprotective, which means it supports your liver, antibacterial, which is what we've spoken about earlier, also antiviral, helping with the viral infections, anti-inflammatory. This is absolutely amazing. If we can spin this around and use coffee to assist with inflammation, wow. Coffee has antioxidant potential. So as we know, a lot of diseases are caused due to oxidative stress. So what happens in our body is we have oxidative stress, which is caused by reactive oxygen species. So it's been suggested that these reactive oxygen species initiate chronic disease. Chronic disease such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and other inflammatory diseases. So antioxidants, which are found naturally in many foods and beverages, help prevent these diseases, including cancer and heart disease. So what I found really interesting is in this study is coffee is a rich source of antioxidants. Yes, you heard it here now. Coffee is a huge source of antioxidants. And what happens is they actually found out that these flavonoids and polyphenols, which cause an antioxidant effect, are actually higher when you consume the coffee. And the reason is because of our gut microbe. It metabolizes it and it helps with that oxidation. Absolutely amazing. Another thing which has been found also in studies is that it is anti-cancer. So regular consumption of coffee reduces the feasibility of cancer in the kidney, the liver, premenopausal breast cancer, the colon, and this is all due to caffeine and the polyphenols in the caffeine, which are those antioxidant, anti-inflammatory flavonoids and polyphenols that we have in this coffee that assist with that anti-cancer activity. Mind-blowing, right? Next one, which is so interesting, and a lot of the population suffers from heart disease, cardiovascular. Caffeine can be used for patients with mild cardiovascular disease to increase your blood pressure, body temperature, and blood circulation, which is key in some individuals with heart disease. It's been proven that a single ingestion of coffee polyphenols improve the endothelial function, which is key for cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular prevention. Other studies also showed that regular intake of coffee has the potential to decrease the susceptibility of oxidation. In addition to that, further research has examined that the ability of caffeine in lowering incidence of cardiovascular events in patients with type 1 diabetes. That's mind-blowing in regards to heart disease. But most of us take coffee for our cognition and our mood. What does the literature say about that? Well, according to recent findings, consuming a few cups of coffee can indeed strengthen information processing in areas of concentration and focus, which causes that in-the-moment clarity. So that coffee can actually assist with your performance in your business, in your life. Amazing, right? So let's look at what coffee does in our GI tract. So coffee in regards to our gut is key because what it does is it kind of has like a laxative, digestive aid support, which is key for some individuals who do not have the best gut digestive system processing. There's a bit of stagnation there. So coffee can assist with this. And this is key because we need to go to the bathroom once, twice a day. So regular bowel movements are key and protective against gut and digestive diseases. Another interesting one, these just keep coming. I hope by now you know already how important coffee can be in your everyday life. Another one is liver health. We all love our liver. We need to love our liver because it does so many things on our biochemical level in our body, on just amazing support we need for our liver. Because it does so many things for us, we need to love it. So the effects of coffee in the liver and the dietary tract are well documented and have been contributed to the effects of caffeine. So these are the benefits. So a clinical significant application for coffee appears to arise from its ability to inhibit both alcoholic and non-alcoholic liver cirrhosis. So this is scarring of the liver, either based on alcohol or food or stress. So by inducing phase 1 detoxification, caffeine can provide detoxification of the liver. It can assist with that. Amazing, like absolutely amazing, right? Another thing that we looked at is gallstones. A lot of us have gallstones. I know someone who has gallstones. How does coffee assist with that? So gallstone formation may be modified by coffee consumption according to a study of 46,000 men aged from 40 to 75. In those who consume 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day had a lower risk of forming gallstones. So now you have it. These are scientific facts in the literature, in our literature today, as to why coffee is beneficial for us. We have it. Helps with gallstones, helps with liver health, helps with our gut, our digestive health. It helps with anti-cancer. It helps with our cardiovascular system. It assists with our oxidative stress, anti-inflammatory, mind-blowing. But let's look at now, when is coffee bad for you? When does it cause more risk than good? Because there are stages where coffee can actually be bad for you. Coffee is consumed mainly as a drink all over the world, which is what we spoke about. It has so many traditional and current benefits. However, an overdose of caffeine can cause serious secondary effects, and these include intestinal irritability, diarrhea, nervousness, anxiety. It can cause pancreatic cancer, high cholesterol. So these are the downsides of it. So when I would not recommend for individuals to take coffee this is information only by the way, is when you're pregnant or lactating, because some studies have shown that coffee consumption can cause spontaneous absorption during pregnancy due to the caffeine intake. When you have high blood pressure, when you are caffeine sensitive, when you have hypothyroidism, so thyroid issues, when you're taking aspirin and paracetamol, these are when coffee will do more harm than good. Now that you have when coffee is good, when coffee is bad for you, it's up to you if you decide to ingest that drink that most of us are having every single day. But if you are going to take this drink, how can you ensure you get the most out of it? I'm so glad you stuck till the end to find out 5 reasons how to make most out of your coffee. Let's get into it. Number 1, ensure that your coffee is dairy-free. Correct. Do not put milk in your coffee, because I'm going to do another video on milk, but let's not include that in our diet. It is highly anti-inflammatory and causes a number of diseases and chaos in your body. So have coconut milk, almond milk, soy milk, hazelnut milk, oat milk, rice milk, alternative milks. The other one is use filtered water when you have coffee, because our water at the moment is filled with so many toxins. And I'm going to make another video on that, on water toxins, which I'm going to go into detail about that. But for now, use filtered water. Third one is do not use those sachets of coffee, because what's in them? The ingredients is like maybe 5% coffee and the rest is numbers and colorings and flavorings and all these bad things for you. Don't use them. If you're going to use coffee, use good quality coffee. Don't hurt me. Use good quality coffee. Number 4 is use organic coffee. I might do another video on this too, but organic coffee is key, because coffee is one of the most sprayed foods or herbs in the world. So it has a lot of pesticides and herbicides on it, which we do not want to ingest. Number 5 is do not have your coffee in a takeaway container, because it is filled with BPA, it's filled with plastic. If you have it in, you pour it in, you put the lid on, what happens is the heat goes up and all these chemicals drop into your beautiful coffee. So there you have it, 5 ways to make your coffee the best. Good quality coffee, tastes amazing. So in this video, I spoke to you about the benefits, the traditional uses of coffee, the now in literature benefits of coffee, when you should not have coffee, and how to make the most out of your coffee. Thank you for listening. Let me know in the comments below. What's your favorite coffee? I would love to know. Until then, like, share, subscribe, do what you do best. Till next Monday, love you.